Welcome into the Lucas podcast. Lucas Frankel alongside Mike Lucas as we get set for a massive Thanksgiving in 2025. But we have to begin with the CFP committee chair, Hunter Yurachek is his name. I never heard of him before until yesterday. He was on ESPN. They asked him about the movement between Ole Miss and Oregon in the rankings, and Yurachek proceeded to make a 6-7 joke. And my first reaction was, all right, this is disgusting. This is nauseating. This guy should be fired. It's just not the appropriate time and place to make a joke like that. But then I thought about it more and I said to myself, 6-7 is so annoying. I have no idea what it means. And if we have people making it extremely cringeworthy, that's the best way to eliminate this from society. And I'm actually very proud of him. And I think he's a martyr. He's sacrificing himself for the betterment of society. 6-7 is so dumb. I never honestly never want to hear it again. And we need more people like Hunter Yurachek getting it out of our society.
It's funny because on UCSS, Frank, we have a bunch of fathers who are on the panel and they consistently make 6-7 jokes and they all say the same thing. My kids hate when I do it, which is why they do it more. You need someone like Hunter Yurachek, you're right, to literally kill a joke. And I think he officially did that with the committee on Tuesday night. And hopefully it is the last of it because that's one of the few internet memes that I just never understood. I don't think anyone actually got it. I don't think anyone knows what it even means. And I'm glad it's in the past.
Yeah, so very proud of him. But I had a big change of heart with that. Anyway, it was in relation to the question about Lane Kiffin, who all of a sudden is the most coveted coach in America, despite the fact that his career records by team 5-15 with the Raiders, 7-6 with the University of Tennessee, 28-15 at USC. He went 26-13 at FAU and is now 54-19 at Ole Miss. So not a world beater by any means. He's never made the college football playoff with any team he's been on. Has never won a national championship, never competed in a national championship game as a head coach. Obviously, did stuff with the coordinator with Alabama and whatnot. But I just don't know how this Lane Kiffin guy went from, where he is now to being the seemingly the most coveted coach in the history of sports. It's pretty wild. And a guy who's never really accomplished anything of significance as a head coach at the NFL or college football level and us is being, wined and dined and being thrown hundreds of millions of dollars. But I just don't know, like, if he leaves at Ole Miss and goes to LSU, like, what difference is it going to be for LSU? I don't know. I don't know how this happened.
Well, it's pretty obvious how it happened. He took over an Ole Miss program that was nothing and turned them into perennial contenders. And I think he fits this new era of the transfer portal, NIL, et cetera, a lot better than he did in the previous era of college football. And when you look at a team like LSU, which basically has unlimited funds, if you believe the On3 report, they promised Lane Kiffin $25 million a year to build the roster.
Which they
So
which,
that
which,
means
which is against the rules because I believe schools aren't allowed to promise NIL money. That has to all come from like boosters. But anyway, go ahead.
I, however they want to do it, if you get Lane Kiffin good players, he has proven, at least in the recent memory, to be able to deliver success. And he's doing it with average recruits and really good portal players at Ole Miss. If you can combine elite high school recruiting with the elite portal recruiting that Lane Kiffin brings, you have a chance to be really good. And also, Frank, sometimes it's what are the other options, right? And you see a lot of these retrade coaches that have gone around. LSU swung for the fences with Brian Kelly, and that didn't work. He didn't fit their mantra, he didn't fit the fan base. A guy like Lane Kiffin and his personality is good for college football. And wherever he goes, whether it's Florida, whether he stays at Ole Miss, whether he goes to LSU, like he'll fit that fan base and that program, and he fits the SEC. And there are only a few guys left in college football as coaches who are a brand in their own right, and he's a brand in his own right. And last thing with this, it's all about making money. Lane Kiffin sells tickets, man. When you buy out Brian Kelly for 50 plus million dollars, you got to get some recoup, excuse me, on investment. And a guy like Lane Kiffin does a lot to energize a fan base because the old silly donors, who a lot of times don't exactly know what they're even donating to, they just have X amount of money that they can give back to their school, their alma mater, their football program. They've all heard of Lane Kiffin before. So I get why he's the hottest commodity. I don't think he's the world's greatest coach, but I totally understand why he's the hottest commodity on the coaching cycle right now.
You mentioned that though. At Penn State, they gave James Franklin, a $50+ million buyout, and how are they going to do better than James Franklin? There's no coach out there on the market right now that is going to do a better job, and or at least seemingly is going to do a better job at bringing Penn State back to national title relevance than James Franklin. Like I don't see Penn State doing better than that. But either way, that's beside the point. But I hate the fact that this is even like happening right now. Like Ole Miss, like they're probably not gonna win the national title, but like they're right in the mix. They have a chance.
Yeah,
Like
it
things can
sucks.
happen, and the fact
It
that he's gonna
sucks.
has the possibility to. What do you? All right, let's start here. What do you think he ultimately decides?
I think he ends up going to LSU.
All right, that's what everyone seems to think. We'll see.
I hope he stays. I
But
genuinely
it's
hope he
bad for
stays.
college football. Like this guy who has, is about to go on this college football playoff run to do something that, has never been done in the history of Ole Miss football, playing in a college football playoff and, have a chance to win a national championship. He's just going to leave in the before that run ends and just to go to LSU, like for how much, I mean, Ole Miss seemingly has, a similar amount of resources as LSU does. I mean, you would think like what the
No.
difference in pay. I mean, either way, I just think it's terrible. Like, why can't they just? I get that it has to happen for like recruiting purposes and when the portal opens or whatnot, but this has to be changed. Where if he does leave, that they can change it to where at least you could finish your season and finish the playoff run, then leave. But because of
Yeah,
the
but
way,
LSU doesn't want to wait that long
well,
to
I know,
hire.
well, yeah, but
It's it's an imperfect system. I don't know what the right answer is. Like, because you can't push signing day and you
I
can't
mean,
push
you
the portal
can.
back. They've already done it twice though. It's so late in the year now already that these dudes are flipping left and right. Like it's an right. I don't like the system. Like do not misconstrue what I'm saying for me saying this system works. I don't know what the alternative is. I don't. Do you? I mean, give like it sucks. Ole Miss should not be having to answer questions as a top seven team in the college football playoff with an outside chance to make the SEC championship, with a very good chance to make the college football playoff before the Egg Bowl. And the only thing people want to talk about is whether or not the head coach is going to stay here. Like, that is not a situation that is fair to the players, to the rest of the coaching staff, to the fan base, to the president and the athletic director and the rest of that athletic organization and administration. That's a crappy situation. But I don't know how to get around it when teams are firing their coaches early so they can get a head start on the coaching search. And he's the number one candidate on the market.
But
I don't know
like,
what the alternative is.
I mean, theoretically, he could commit to LSU, not literally not tell a soul besides the LSU AD. And
But then he start recruiting for LSU.
well, I mean, theoretically, you could do all of this under the table, but obviously, it's really hard to keep that all under wraps and whatnot. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate because he should be able to finish out this run. Part of me, like, hope wants to believe that he is just being the ultimate marketing guy here and just getting all these schools to just keep bidding at $20 million, oh, no, $100 million. It's like it keeps going up and up and up, and then to the point where like Ole Miss is like gives him whatever he wants and he just stays. But I hope that that's how this situation ends because I just think it's a really good mix right now. He's taken those dives at these big schools before, like the rate and the Raiders obviously failed, the USC failed, so he's like taking those massive quote unquote schools that people looked at the time as like the ultimate, college football jobs, and it's failed every time. So, man, I know obviously he's had a lot of experience with it, so we'll see how it goes. But I hope he stays. I think that's it's just a better move for like college football if he can finish out this run with Ole Miss, and he's still going to be making like $14 million a year. So the difference
Yeah,
in money.
he's doing just fine. He's doing just fine.
So we'll see how that plays out. But we got to talk about Shedeur Sanders. First career start. I believe he finished 11 of 20 for 209 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Had a against all odds screen pass that went for a touchdown. It was unbelievable the way he was able to deliver that ball with the blitz coming, dump it off in the flat, and just watch his players, do the rest from there. It was a masterful performance. First Browns quarterback since 1995 to win their first career start. I mean, he's already making history. The guy's been playing in the NFL for, a game and a half and is rewriting the record books. And this is just the beginning for Shedeur Sanders. And he's going to face the 49ers here on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus. And he's going to go out there and he's going to shock the world again. And it's going to be Shedeur Mania.
It already is Shedeur Mania, man. I mean, it was fun. It was the most fun I've had watching a Browns game basically all season. I don't think he played particularly well. Like he had the lowest QBR of any starting quarterback in football, which is crazy. He had an 8.7 QBR. His QBR through six quarters is 4.2. Like he had one incredible throw. The deep throw to Bond was a legit starting NFL quarterback, top half of the league kind of quarterback throw. That was awesome. Outside of that, he didn't really make any wow throws. Like you said, the screen pass, which inflated his final numbers, was thrown 3 yards behind screen. Uh, It was awesome. It was fun. I sent you some tweets afterwards, which kind of confirmed to you, hopefully, my point that I made last week about his inability to be a backup quarterback. And we'll see what he does against a much better 49ers team. My big takeaway from the game, though, Frank, was that the Las Vegas Raiders suck.
They're terrible.
Oh my God, they are the worst team I've seen in football by far. There is no second, and I've watched the Browns play 11 times. I've watched the Jets. I've watched the Dolphins. The Raiders set the bar so much lower than either of those three teams. It was an atrocity. And the Browns have the Titans coming up next week after they play the 49ers. And if the Titans are anything like the Raiders were, the Browns have a chance to win two or three here.
I think the Titans are a little more spunky, and Cam Ward, hasn't been phenomenal, but he's shown flashes at times. The Raiders are terrible, and it all starts with Geno Smith, who's the worst quarterback in the NFL, bar none. You get, like I said, you lay a hand on him, he goes down. It's like a scared puppy. You touch him, he goes down. But Kevin Stefanski, I mean, what are we doing here? You just had a quarterback make Browns history, something that hadn't done in 30 years, and you're out there spewing about the defense and spewing about Myles Garrett sacks. Get out of here. That speech should have been all about Shedeur Sanders, nobody else. Listen, he did something that hasn't been done in 30 years. You got to hype him up. You got to tell the team, game ball goes to our rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, who just went out there, led us to a victory, something we've had a really hard time doing this season. And he goes out there and talks about the defense. I thought that was extremely disrespectful. I thought he was just unaware of his surroundings, and this lack of situational awareness is very disturbing. And it should have been a lot more about Shedeur and a lot less about Myles Garrett, who's going to set the all-time sack record for a single season. But who cares about that? Shedeur Sanders won in his debut. That should have been the story. Kevin Stefanski, tone deaf as it comes, and whatever happens in the offseason, he deserves whatever comes to him.
You're funny. You're funny.
You not agree?
If anyone cares about the game ball situation, they're telling on themselves. He did not give Dylan Gabriel the game ball
And
after
he
his
should
first.
have. First career start, and you get a win? I mean, Dylan Gabriel, guy who's been through so much, transferred schools, gets there in the NFL. You know how hard it is to win a game in the NFL? It's extremely hard. I would know nothing about it, but it's extremely difficult. The number of guys that go out there and get to start an NFL game, and like if the Browns were like, "Hey, Mike Lucas, Week 18 means nothing," and you go out there and Myles Garrett has 15 sacks in the game, but you get the 6-3 win. Like you want that game ball.
No, he gave it to the right player. I have no further comment on this topic.
Anyway, so I want to talk about the leash on Shedeur. So obviously, it didn't set the world on fire, as you mentioned. The 49ers defense played a lot better against the Panthers than they have been playing recently since Nick Bosa got hurt. But the question is, how much longer can Kevin Stefanski wait? Because if Shedeur wins, then it's not even going to be a question whether he starts and keeps going. But if he goes out there against the 49ers and, goes 9 of 25 with 3 interceptions for 100 yards, no touchdowns, then it's going to come to a situation where Stefanski, let Shedeur, go through the motions that most rookie quarterbacks go through at some point in their career? Or does he be like, you know what? He sucked. I have my out. That was an inexcusable performance. Guess what? Dylan Gabriel, you're back up. How does he handle it?
I mean, he said before the game against Vegas that as soon as Dylan clears concussion protocol, he's going to be the starter.
Well, that's what she.
And then Shedeur played a solid game, and
Yeah, and you outlined the numbers. You would consider that a solid game.
I gave him a B minus was my grade for him. Yeah, like he didn't lose.
If they would have faced literally, I think any other team in the league last week, they probably lose.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens this week. So I don't think you could take it back. You just saw the team clearly wanted to see what Shedeur had and what he could do. You could see some of their reactions on the sidelines. They won. I don't think you can make a quarterback change after a win unless it was an established guy that was coming back that clearly when he comes back, like he's the starter. There's no question about it. If they lose to San Francisco, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Gabriel after this game. I genuinely wouldn't. Now, if Shedeur plays well in a loss, that may change, but it's supposed to be snowy, windy, wet, and cold, which means they might not throw the ball a ton, which is going to hurt Shedeur's ability to kind of showcase what he can or can't do. I'm not sure he has much experience playing in bad weather games. Maybe he does, and I'm just not familiar with it.
He played at Boulder.
Honestly, yeah, but can you think of any snow games in Boulder?
Not off the top of my head.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it exists. I genuinely don't know. So it might be a smaller sample size, but I'd be shocked that if Shedeur doesn't tear it up, if he stays the quarterback for more than 1 or 2 more weeks. I don't agree with it, but I think that's the move Stefanski's going to make.
What do you expect the crowd reaction to be like in Cleveland? Is it going to be like Shedeur Mania? Is it
Oh
going to
yeah.
be
Oh, I was told that when he came in against the Ravens, that first snap he came in, because the remember Dylan got concussed on the final drive before halftime. Nobody knew he was out until the third quarter started. So the people in the stands had no idea that Gabriel was being evaluated for a concussion. They announced it on the television before they made any announcement in the stadium. So I was told by multiple people who were at that game that when Shedeur came in, you would have thought the Browns just won the Super Bowl. That's how loud it got. So now with the full preparation coming off a win, his first home start, it is going to be bananas, for lack of a better word. Absolutely bananas
and
down
it's going to
there.
be deafening?
Yeah.
You think Ohio State Michigan is going to be big on Saturday? Wait until you see Browns 49ers on Sunday. That if you're looking for a game to watch in Ohio, that is the place to be on over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
No question about it.
Yes. The people don't care about Ohio State, Michigan anymore.
I mean,
Playoff expansion has killed the hype. We
it's
haven't done a single.
unfortunate because, like, I mean, I hear your point in the sense that, like, that loss last year for Ohio State should have knocked them out of the playoff. Like that, because then
No,
that
Frank,
year,
I'm not telling you this in my. I'm telling you the vibe of Cleveland. We haven't done a single topic on it on the show this week. We have an interview on Friday for an Ohio State guy. We're doing one topic all week on Ohio State, Michigan.
what
We
player?
haven't talked to Ohio State football at all this season.
What player?
We got the play-by-play announcer Paul Keels.
Okay.
Good dude. But like, I'm telling you, nobody up here has even mentioned Ohio State, Michigan. Like, no, nobody cares. There's no stakes for Ohio State.
Last year, did you guys talk about the game going into it?
A little more, yeah, because it meant something.
I mean, did it though?
Well, it turned out that didn't mean anything, but it
See,
should
there you
have
go.
meant
So it
something.
didn't mean anything. It meant absolutely nothing. Ohio State lost and they still won the national title. So it meant
I know, but
absolutely
I'm saying right now because people know it literally makes no difference.
no. I mean, Michigan can theoretically make the Big Ten championship game if they win, and
But
they.
Ohio State fans don't care about that. I'm only speaking from the Ohio State. Like I'm in Cleveland. I'm 2 hours from
Oh, you work in
Columbus.
Cleveland now?
I do. If you didn't couldn't tell
Oh,
from behind, yeah. Uh, Nobody here cares. It's crazy. No one cares about Ohio State here.
why
It's
did I
nuts.
think? Why did I think you worked in Tennessee? Well, sorry, that's my bad. I
You
was like,
you get confused between Texas, Tennessee, and Cleveland.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's one of those stops.
Got it. But we have to talk about Jameis Winston, who gave this the listen. Jameis has been doing this whole career just horrible pregame speeches or entertaining pregame, however you want to define them. But we outside, but we inside makes no sense. Like if I was a player in that huddle and I hear Jameis Winston, we outside, but we inside. Like what? How do you look at him and with like a straight face and be like, yeah, outside, but like what? Like that does not hype me up at all. It makes me look at him like he's a fool. He played well, obviously threw for
His
300.
teammates love him, Frank. He is beloved by everyone that is on his team.
Yeah,
It was the same way in Cleveland, same way in
like
Tampa Bay, same way in New
there's got to be a
Orleans.
point where when you say something like that, it's like, all right, come on, we can't get hyped
So
up. We
I'll give you an example. If Jackson Dart tried to say that, yeah, people be like, "What the? You know what did you?" But when it's Jameis, you know he's gonna say something crazy like that. That's not gonna make sense, and I think that's what makes him so lovable. Is he's dead honest and being 100% real in these speeches. And I don't know if he practices them, if it just comes off the dome, but you know it's going to be nuts. And we all have that one friend that says some things that you're, and Frank, you might be my friend that says some things you're like, not sure you should be able to get away with that because it's you. You get like that. That's Jameis. Like everyone in Cleveland, people in the locker room still talk about how much they love Jameis. Man, he's a beloved character. You just got to take it. That is who Jameis is.
I haven't been able to get over like how as a player, like how do you possibly like get hyped up after hearing that? I forget about how much you love the guy. Forget about that. Just think about the words that are being said and how you would react to them. We
Yeah.
outside, but we inside.
Well, listen. I've been in enough weird huddles throughout my sports career that you hear a lot of weird stuff, man. And when you're locked in, it's less of the words and more just the energy. And you could say a lot of dumb things, and when you see it on a graphic, you're like, "What in the world?" But in the moment, in the heat of battle, when you have the adrenaline rushing, man, if that guy's up there and the energy's right, and you're in the zone, like you overlook a lot of it. And I think that shows your lack of athletic experience that you're making such a big deal out of one little minute line from a Jameis Winston pregame speech in a game where he played awesome, by the way.
It's crazy how many fourth quarter leads the Giants have. The double-digit fourth quarter leads the Giants have blown.
Five times, right?
Something like that. It's wild. Like you have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, like you should win 90% of the time. The Giants just week in and week out continue to blow it, continue to help their draft cause. But we'll see. Jackson Dart looks like full participant in practice here on Wednesday. Hasn't fully cleared the protocol, but the expectation is that he will be back Monday night in Foxborough to face the Patriots. Horrible matchup for him. Hopefully he learns though. Hopefully he learns just slide and just try to avoid contact instead of initiating the contact all the time. That's the biggest thing for Dart, and we'll see how he does here. I'm very interested to see how he adjusts following this little break the Giants gave him. A lot of times these rookie quarterbacks, when they have that little break, they'll have to regroup, and they usually come back a little bit better, a little more smaller decision making. But we'll see with Dart. What are you expecting from him against the Patriots?
I'm just praying he doesn't get hurt again, man. He's been awesome when he plays, but every time he runs, every time he scrambles, every time he leaves the pocket, I literally feel like I have a baby that is wandering and learning how to walk for the first time, and I'm terrified he or she's going to fall downstairs. He's not big enough to be Josh Allen or Cam Newton, where he can just time after time initiate his own contact. And look at Baker Mayfield, for example. He's bigger than Baker, but Baker plays with that reckless abandon, and year in and year out, he starts off hot, and then his body just kind of breaks down because of the wear and tear. And I mean, it'd be awesome if Jackson Dart turns into the caliber of quarterback Baker Mayfield has become. But like, I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with Baker. He's never healthy late in the season, and I'm worried that Jackson Dart's going to be on the same trajectory if he doesn't make a major change in his play style. But also, that play style is what makes him so electric and makes him so dangerous. So there's a give and take. But he's had 4 concussion checks this season already. He's going to last 3 years in the league. Him and Scadaboo could be the most exciting white player tandem to never make it past 3 seasons in the NFL if they both continue to run head on into every tackle humanly possible. So hopefully he learns something. We'll see. Drake
Yeah,
May was like that last year too, by the way. And May's gotten a lot better this year at not taking those giant hits. So it can happen.
we'll see. We'll see how he does. Thanksgiving in the NFL, obviously Lions, Packers. Lions. It's crazy to think the Lions might actually miss the playoffs. If they lose this game, the Lions might actually miss the playoffs, which is crazy to think
Yeah.
about. Football gods, though, on the sides of CBS Sports over the weekend because the Chiefs look like they were dead in the water. They come back from 11 down in the fourth quarter to win. Mahomes is the only quarterback in like the history of the NFL who has a above 500 record when down by 10 plus points. And then
Yeah, it's
the
nuts.
and then the Cowboys overcome a 21-point deficit to beat the Eagles. So setting up the fact that this is now a massive game because the Chiefs are all of a sudden right back in the mix for the playoffs. The Cowboys are all of a sudden back in the mix for
They're
the
in the thick of it.
playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's CBS is just the football gods were descending upon them. Uh, in terms of who's gonna win, I'd love for Mahomes to win. I just can't have this run be over just like with a snap of a finger like that. I'm still hoping that they could find a way. The Jets obviously have the Cowboys second round draft pick this year, so any help there would be good. But it's gonna be a great game. I'm probably most looking forward to that one. That's gonna be a massive, massive game. Probably might even get to 50 million viewers, which is absurd for a Thanksgiving game. And then Joe Burrow's coming back. Stupid decision. He's gonna get just destroyed. And I know I appreciate the confidence with Burrow, and same thing with Baker Mayfield. Like Baker's clearly not 100%, and he's going to be holding that shoulder the whole game. He's not going to play well. He's going to hurt the team more. And Burrow's, he said, if I'm healthy, I'm out there. Like, but these guys, especially more so Burrow, because Burrow I think has really the potential to be an all-time great, but he continues to put himself in harm's way. He's got to get out of Cincinnati, get to a situation where he has better support around him, and it's unfortunate because he's such a talented guy who's always hurt.
I mean, Burrow, when he plays, is in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson as one of the 4 best quarterbacks in football. He just has had his legitimate injury history, which is a pain in the butt. But when he plays, he's awesome. Lamar was awesome to start the season, got hurt. I don't know. Do you get the sense that Lamar is like holding back
He's not.
until
I mean, he's not the dominant player he once was, but like he's kind of
he hasn't
playing
been
how
good? He hasn't been good the last couple of weeks.
he's
Like
kind of playing how he
objectively
usually
not
does.
good.
He's playing like he usually plays like in the playoffs. So it's like, and we've seen this before from him. He's just not playing that MVP level. Let's go one by one here. Who wins? Lions Packers.
So the Packers dominated the first matchup. I like the Lions a little bit in this one, but I have no confidence either way. I'm going to go with the Lions. I think they need it more.
Yeah, I trust the Lions offense more, uh, and I think they need the game more. And Jordan Love I don't think he can keep up with that with the Lions offense. That's why I think Detroit wins. Chiefs, Cowboys. Chiefs, I believe, favored by now favored by 3.5. Was at 3. Who wins that one?
I think the Chiefs end up winning. I think Dallas, incredible comeback last week. I actually think it'll be really close. Like I would take the Cowboys with the points if it's 3.5, but I think the Chiefs end up squeaking it out. They played overtime, short week, a lot of snaps, really good offense for Dallas. Chiefs defense has been hit or miss this year. I think they win just because I can't see the Chiefs not having 7 wins by Thanksgiving, but I think it's close.
Yeah, Chiefs win 27-24 on a last second field goal by Bucker. Thursday night, Ravens, Bengals, Burrows return. Who wins that one?
Ravens by double digits.
Wow. Yeah, no Troy Hendrickson, no T. Higgins. Jamar Chase will be back after the spitting incident. I think it'd be awesome if the Bengals won. I think the Bengals win. I think their offense is just going to be too much for Lamar. I mean, great, he's also playing the Bengals, but I thought against the Jets defense he was going to run it up, but now he's playing against the Bengals defense, who's even worse. So if I mean, yeah, I don't know. I like the Bengals. We'll take the Bengals, and then Friday, huge matchup because I think the Bears are frauds. They haven't really beaten a single good team this year, but they're against also playing against the Eagles, who the vibes I've
They're
never
frauds too.
never felt more off for a defending Super Bowl champ. It feels like everyone's about to be fired, like AJ Brown's about to be quit football. Saquon Barkley's finished as an elite player. Uh, Jalen Hurts obviously struggling. Sirianni's always out answering questions. The vibes just feel extremely off. I don't know what to do on Friday between those two teams.
Let me talk you into the pick then. And it's the easy pick. It's the Eagles, and here's why. The Bears went down 2 linebackers prior to last week. They lost 2 more linebackers in the game. They could be without their top 4 linebackers. We're going to see the official injury designation on Thursday. But they could be without their top 4 linebackers in this game. Frank, their defensive line's good against the pass, are good at getting pressure on the quarterback. They have not been good against the run this season. Saquon's not had a breakout game yet. He looks a step
Yeah,
slow.
I
The
mean, against the
offensive line.
Giants, he did.
Fair. It's been a couple of weeks. He has yet to have a breakout game since then. You're right. And he just wasn't good the last 2 weeks objectively. This is the game Saquon gets back on track. I think it's the game Saquon wins almost by himself. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be within like a score, maybe Eagles score late to put it away. But I do think at the end of the day, I like the Eagles in this one.
I would say best Thanksgiving slate of football in our lifetime. Because every year we really before that, in the last
There's no bad games. Yeah, you're right. There's no
besides
bad
the
games.
last few years where the Lions have been decent, before that, I was like, ugh, they need to get the Lions out of this Thanksgiving thing. But now the Lions are actually respectable, so it's gonna be a great slate of football at Thanksgiving. That will do it for this edition of Lucas Podcast. We'll be back next week. Recap Shedeur Sanders lighting it up against the 49ers and being named the starter of the rest of the season and the rest of the career for Cleveland Browns football. Let's go.
Peace.
All right, man. Thanks for
Good
doing
stuff,
that.
Frank. I got to run. Appreciate you, brother.
So,
Happy Thanksgiving. Tell the fam I said what's up.
you do.